Hello, my name is Tomato Basil Girl. I speak for the tomatoes. I'm trying to not knock you over. Okay. If you don't know, I graduate tomorrow. Graduate high school. I graduated about a semester late just because, like, my high school experience was honestly crazy, and honestly, it was like everyone thought I was in for so much longer than I actually was. It was like one of those things where, like, I graduated and I felt like 10 years had passed, and it was like 4.5 years. It was weird. We're not gonna get into that, but I have graduation blues. Not really because I'm graduating, just because a lot has been going on in my life, and it's just. But I'm in my dress. I wanted to wear my dress for a YouTube video. And I wanted to try to convince you to utilize your local library, specifically your local library's bookstore. So I am fiending to go to the library. I try to go to the library once a week. I actually just got a card at a different library. Don't take a shot every time I say library. And I've been going to that one, and so I kind of have to balance, like, when I go to which one, because, like, most, at least the two libraries I go to, DVDs you only have a week with, so I'd, like, balance. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna check anything out. I'm just gonna look at the bookstore, just stuff like that. But I am going on Friday. I'm going to, like, my local library. My local one has 4 branches, but I mainly go to one. I've been to all 4. One I've been to, like, twice. It's their smaller branch. I don't go a lot. And then the other one I've been to once for the grand opening on my birthday, and that was really fun. And then the main library is downtown, and I go every few months. And originally I wanted to go this week because they're doing a book sale, which is kind of what started all this, and I got really excited. So I got some money and I was planning to go, but I would just have no way over. So, and I also figured that I would get more for my book. I have $10, like, around. I have, like, kind of over $10. I have, like, $12. I have some in coins, which, by the way, if you are going to a library bookstore and you're insecure about paying in cash or coins, it's, like, literally the only way you can pay. I'm pretty sure for a lot of libraries you can, like, go up front and pay. What they do for my local library is, like, if you, let's say you, like, have this CD and you're like, I want to buy this CD, but I only have card, then they'll write you a little ticket that says you're buying this CD for $1, and then they'll send you up front and you'll go up for $1. So if you don't know, now you know. But don't be what I'm trying to say is, like, don't be insecure about, like, paying in coins. It's okay. Honestly, the bookstore, if you are a type of person that, like, saves up coins for, like, random events, and, like, you never have a plan, but, like, you just always have coins and you want something to do with them, go to the library bookstore. Also, a lot of them have, like, sometimes they'll have somebody working, but a lot of them just have, like, a what's it called, like a pay here box where you just slip money into the box so you can just slip the coins in. Anyways, I wanted to go to the bookstore, the book sale, but it will probably only be books, and I personally don't love owning a lot of physical books. I'm a big reader. I've read 64 books so far this year. I love books. If I was a character, I'd be a book character. If I could only consume one type of media for the rest of my life, it would be books. I love books. I'm just not a big fan of owning them physically, simply because I don't have the space, and books are probably the most expensive type of physical media. And you can find cheap books. I will show you. I got some, like, books that are popular on Book Talk books, and, like, you can find them for cheap. I just don't love owning physical books. It's, like, not my favorite. But I'm specifically looking for the types of books I do. Like, I like owning comics, I like owning graphic novels, and I love children's books. I think children's books are such fun decor, so I'm looking for some of those. So I think it would be better if I went to just my regular bookstore. But if you don't know, if you don't go to the library a lot, go to the library, get a card, and a lot of libraries have bookstores where it's basically just, like, either donations from the library where like something wasn't getting checked out enough, so they put it in the bookstore, or like donations from other people. And everything cost, I think like the most expensive thing is like $4. I think actually the most expensive thing I ever bought was $5. And then everything else is like $1 to $2. It depends on the bookstore. Some places are really cheap where like DVDs are like 50 cents each. Some are like $1. The most a DVD is like at my local library is like $2, and that's usually because it's like a series. $3 actually, and that's because it's either like a really popular movie, like Midsummer they had. I didn't get it because it was on Blu-ray, and I don't watch Blu-ray really, but I should have gotten it. I got Hereditary. I didn't put that in my thing. I actually keep my Hereditary DVD hidden so I don't have to get scared of it at night. But I did get Hereditary, and I watched that movie 3 times. I know people who haven't been able to make it through the movie 1 time. I watched it 3 times. And it's traumatized me for the rest of my life, but I did get it. So just a fun fact. Fun fact about me, Hereditary has bewitched me, mind, body, and soul, as they say in Pride and Prejudice. But it's just a bunch of donated stuff. It's just thrifting. It's just thrifting, but specifically for media. I really recommend it. So this is all the things I've gotten from the library bookstore in the past couple years. I've really only been going to the library consistently for about like 2 years. This is everything I've gotten. I have some like popular book talk books that will entice you, but I also just have like DVDs, stuff I'm really into. My favorite thing to collect physical media wise is DVDs, and I finally gotten to the point where like I'm really happy with my DVD collection. But now I'm looking for more CDs and like print media, like magazines, comics, children's books. So that's everything I'm looking for. And I'm also always looking for DVDs. Just because I have DVDs doesn't mean I need more DVDs. I really want to go to the library. And I'm not going till Friday. So I don't look at my foot. I really want to go to the library. So this is like me trying to like be less sad about not being at the library. Also, I will say, if you are somebody, I've had a change of perspective. I promise I will get into the haul in like 1 sec. I just like to talk. This is my channel. If you are somebody who's like, I shouldn't buy something I'm only gonna watch once, or listen to once, or not listen to that often, I do think most of the time it's like really reasonable and really responsible to be like, I'm only going to use this once, I'm not going to buy this. However, my mind has changed when it's come to physical media, DVDs, CDs, print media, books. Books are print media, right? I tried looking up the classifications of print media and I wasn't getting much, but to be fair, Google is just AI slop now, so I'll have to ask somebody. But I was the type of person who would see people with like 200 plus physical TBR, 300, 1,000 plus physical TBR, which I still think is crazy. But for a long time, I was like really judgmental of those people, and now I've just come to a point where the two like things is like, one, you could be buying such worse stuff than books, and 2, if you didn't buy those books, they would probably stop getting published, or they'd end up in a landfill. And that's what really changed my perspective. I do think like the buying books isn't the worst thing I could buy. It's like a little like, it's a cop-out, but I do get it. I agree with it. I just think it's a cop-out. However, I do really think like, yeah, if you are secondhand thrifting and you see a book or a magazine or like a DVD, a CD that you may like read once, watch once, and you have the physical space and you genuinely like this thing, then like buy it. Like, don't just buy shit to buy shit as well, but also all I'm trying to say is like, don't feel guilty about like only watching the thing like once and then like not watching it really any other time, because it would literally end up in the landfill. I also like don't feel guilty for like doing stuff with your DVDs. Like if you, instead of watching the DVD, use it for a craft, like you use the case, like this with, like, you use that for a craft. Just don't feel bad about any of that, because it will probably just end up in a landfill. Don't also like don't feel bad about like only buying the DVD for the case and then throwing the DVD away because you need cases. Like, just don't feel bad about any of that. Is what I'm trying to say. It's what I'm trying to say. Like that, I think it's silly to feel bad about that, and you shouldn't have to. So that's my hot take. Also, if you're somebody who's like, I feel like I don't watch my DVDs enough, my tip is I got a portable DVD player, which is really nice. But before I got a portable DVD player, I would just sit down at my desk and like make myself watch it. And I also like, there's certain DVDs I watch for certain times. So, like, it's easy with the seasonal stuff. Like, you'll watch Christmas DVDs during Christmas. But like Surf's Up, that movie, I got it from Goodwill like years ago. I watch it every 4th of July. I watch it every 4th of July, and it makes me watch it. It's like, I don't celebrate 4th of July. I don't really care about America. I am American. I watch it every 4th of July. So you can just do fun stuff like that. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. That's just been on my mind. Let's get into the haul. So, one of the first things I got is, the entire Lord of the Rings box set. Oh yeah, right here, $5. Am I obsessed with these colors? So that's 3 books for $5. Am I obsessed with these covers? No. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'll show you the Fellowship. Am I like utterly obsessed with these? No, these are my favorite. But also, like, again, I have no idea when I'm going to get around to this. I would love to read Lord of the Rings, just because it seems like a fun thing to read. I like the movies a lot. I enjoy all that. But I will probably, I'm an audiobook girly. So these were more like if you don't know what a trophy read, these were like a trophy book, except I haven't read the book yet. But I also did want my own copy. My dad has his own copies, he's read them. But I want to annotate mine. And these are like covers that like I'm not super obsessed with, so I'm fine with like ruining them. But originally these were all $12, and I got them for $5 for the whole thing. So that is pretty cool. I was really happy to find this. I really like Lord of the Rings. I had to rewatch it because I honestly don't remember much of it. But oh my god, are you okay? Sorry. Okay. I guess we'll just do books. We'll start with books, and then we'll do DVDs and like other things. Every year, my library, every month, they do like, you can't see me, hold on. They do like little like displays that have different themes. Like for Christmas, for December it will be like Christmas, for October it will be Halloween, and for June every month they do children's media. So like one display they do like YA, and the other display they do like middle grade. And so I got these from the middle grade, and they are some of my favorite purchases I ever made. I didn't read them until like almost like 2 years later than after I got them. But so this is what I mean by like, if you're not gonna get around to something but you still want it, get it. If it's physical media and it's secondhand, get it. I got these, and these are both Roald Dahl books. He is my favorite children's author. I want to read more of his books. The only problem is like, I want to thrift his books so I can annotate them. I think it'd be really fun to have a collection of his children's book that I've annotated completely. I've annotated these. I read these a couple months ago. I read The Witches. It was good. And I read Matilda, and it made me sob. It made me sob. I don't read super heavy books. I just have a lot going on in life that I don't need that. But I was like, I'm gonna make an exception for Matilda, and this book made me sob. Miss Honey's story, her chapter, I have it on video. I was bawling. So, hold on one second. But as you can see, it's fully annotated. It's It's a really good book. I also like put what chapters made me cry in the first half because I thought that was funny. This is one of the ones that it's from the library. Like they donated that. If it has the crossed out, that means they got rid of it. They like gave it away for some reason. So yeah, Matilda is so cute. Okay, this is my most recent find, one of my most recent finds, and I am so incredibly excited for this. It's The Handmaid's Tale. I love feminist literature. To me, this book, nobody has described it, or maybe they did. Maybe I'm like stealing this from somebody. But I have read both The Hunger Games and I Who Have Never Known Man. I read both of them this year. I've read The Hunger Games for the first time when I was into the 7th grade, so I wasn't yet a 7th grader, but I was the summer before I became one. And I read I Who Have Never Known Men this year in February, and to me, this book, it reminds me of both of them. I feel like it's going to hit as hard as both of them. They are the Hunger Games trilogy. I haven't reread Ballad, and I haven't read Sunrise on the Reaping yet. I'm too scared. And Ballad pisses me off. I don't want to ever read that book again. The only way I could make it through that book is that every single night after I finish reading the book, like I read the book for certain amount all day, read a certain amount of chapters, I would have to end the night every single night scrolling through TikTok just on people hating on Snow and making fun of him and calling him stupid. I would have to, otherwise I would go literally insane. But those books are both incredible. I know Hunger Games isn't inherently feminist. I do think it has feminist undertones. I think every dystopian should have feminist undertones. But I Who Have Never Known Man is like blatantly feminist. It's literally a feminist classic. And this feels very similar. I'm very excited to read this. I also am somebody who heavily is passionate about abortion rights. If you're wondering whose side I'm on, I just talked about feminism. Like, what? You think I'm a Republican? No. I'm pro-choice. And I've been pro-choice. It's been such a core part of who I am as a person for so long. I, like, reconnected with people, and they would tell me stories about me in the, like, 7th grade, fighting people about how abortion is healthcare. That's not a joke. Fighting for Planned Parenthood in middle school. That's who I was, and that's who I've always been, and that's who I will die as. So I think this book will be extremely good. I'm confused. I know the second book is the Testament. It says right here, but I also knew that. But there's the Handmaid's Tale TV show. Does that just follow this book, or does it also follow the Testament? Because then there's a second show called The Testament. Does that follow the Testament? I'm confused, and I need someone to clarify it to me. Anyways, I'm extremely excited for this. I don't know if I'll read it physically, but I don't know if any of my, it's small text too. I don't know if any of my current library, like, apps that I use for audiobooks and ebooks have Handmaid's Tale on audio. It has to be an audiobook. Like, it also did this with Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo, where my library just doesn't have Shadow and Bone on audio, and I've looked everywhere for it, and I've Googled multiple times. It might be an Audible exclusive, honestly, but they don't have it audio. And that's how I'm feeling about The Handmaid's Tale, but it has to be an audiobook. It's such a popular book. But I'm incredibly excited for this book. I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I don't read a lot of heavy stuff. I have been reading a lot of romance lately, which I think can just be as complex as any other genre, but the romance I'm reading is not complex. So, I am currently reading Legendborn. I don't know the author off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but you know Legendborn. If you read books, you know Legendborn. And I'm currently reading that, and it is very fun. I am very much enjoying it. I'm having a good time. The only thing is, like, it is 19 hours long, and I think the longest book I've read so far this year is maybe 13 hours, so it is, like, taking me several years. It's also so compact with information. None of this is the book's fault. This is just, like, standard fantasy stuff, but I have not read, like, a true fantasy in literal years. So it's, like, a lot of information to take in, and I have really good comprehension skills. I have really good comprehension skills, so I can like zone out while listening to a book and still comprehend everything that's happening. I cannot do that with this book, and it is making it harder to listen to. It's an incredible book. It's really fun. It has one of the most unique magic systems I ever heard of, but it is long. I think I'm like 9 hours in, so I have about 10 hours left, which is like halfway, which like, how am I only halfway? But I am really enjoying it. I've been the type to like finish a book in like 3 days, like 7 days max, and that's not what's happening in this book, and it is hard, but I do think it's important that like as readers we understand like you can read like a bunch of books in one, like a couple days, like a bunch of books in a week, and that is really fun, and you can read big books in a day. But also, I feel like it shows patience to be able to take your time with a book. And also, you can read 100 books. And I'm not trying to, like, diminish anyone. But it's just as impressive to read 20 books that were a page count the same as those 100 books. Obviously, like, that's unrealistic. That would never happen. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you can read 100 books that are, like, 1,000 pages. This is hypothetical. But you can read 20 books, 1,000 pages. They're both as impressive. I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm just saying I'm proud of myself for taking on a longer book. However, I really want to get to this soon. I am very excited for this. I love feminism, and it's a really important part of who I am and who I will always be, and I think I will become smarter if I read feminist literature. And I think you will too, so... okay, these next two are very popular on Book Talk, on, like, Sad Girl Book Talk, and it is, I'm sorry, I don't know, A Man Called Ovi, and Beartown. I've heard more things about Beartown, but I know this has a movie, and I know they're both devastating. I know they're both absolutely devastating, and I am terrified to read them, but, like, these are, like, so hyped up. I saw them. They were $1 each. I was like, I have to get them. I've heard literally nothing but good things about these books. The only thing I heard that, like, I'm a little concerned about is this book tackles SA, and I heard one person say they didn't love how it was handled, and I am nervous about that. I get nervous about men writing women experiencing that. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying there's a way to do it correctly and there's a way to do it incorrectly. But I am really curious to read these. I am really excited. Also, I know this book is a lot about hockey. I know it's not joyful, but if you're like, are you a heated rivalry hockey girl? Or are you like a NHL hockey girl? I'm both. I have no problem if you got into hockey because of heated rivalry. I don't care. I'm just glad you're watching hockey. Watch the PWHL, please. It's incredible. I like hockey. Grew up, my dad's obsessed with it. My house is covered in hockey merch. I love hockey. So, I'm excited to, I really like to, like, read a book and, like, try to figure out how much research, because I know the sport, I'm not a genius, but, like, I know the sport somewhat well, to, like, see how much the author really knows about the sport, and I feel like we get less of that in romances, which is fine. It's a romance. It doesn't have to be factually accurate about hockey the whole time, but I am curious to see, like, how accurate, like, does this know what a cross-check is? Do we know what the wings are? Who's their center? Who's their captain? I'm curious. So, again, I don't know when I'm going to read these because they're making me sad, and I do think if I'm going to read a book that will make me sad, I'm going to read this, because it will probably enrage me, because men are so... I got an Emily Henry book. The People We Met on Vacation. This is a movie. I've only read one Emily Henry book. I actually want to read all her books, like, at least all her romances, because I feel like every single person I watch on Book Talk has read all her romances. I'm new to reading. This is my first year getting back into reading. Take it slow. I'm also slowly making my way through Ali Hazelwood's work. So, I'll get around to it when I get around to it, but I was really happy to get this. It was $2. Library bookstore. Happy to get this. And then lastly, this isn't like a popular Book Talk book, but it's one of my favorite trilogies. The Simon Snow trilogy. I got the second book from the library bookstore. I'm 23% through this book, and it's been that way since January. I will read it eventually. I will. I promise. The last book I have is Midnight Sun. I actually got three Twilight books. I got one from a separate library, and it's like the cover, like the classic it's that cover. You see Edward and Bella back there? It's that cover. And I got that. It's a mass market. It's my only mass market, and I love it. And is this a mass market as well? I don't think so. And then I got the Short Second Life of Brie Tanner, which, like, what the fuck is that? What is that? It doesn't matter. But I also got Midnight Sun. I actually had a copy of Midnight Sun, but I like this cover. This is my favorite Twilight cover ever. I don't like Edward Cullen. I'm not going to enjoy this book. I'm going to listen to an audio on 2 times speed and just pray it ends fast. But I do think this is the best cover, objectively. So I'm excited. Other Twilight related stuff. I got the first 4 books as physical audiobooks. This is what Twilight and New Moon look like. I'm not going to show you Twilight, and I'm also not going to show you Eclipse, but like they're in the same, Twilight and New Moon are in the same style. And then for Breaking Dawn, I got these, which were from the library, and like they're super old-timey and stuff. I think they're so cute. This is what they look like. I think they're so much fun. I'm really happy I got these. I got both Twilight and New Moon for $4 each, and then this Breaking Dawn was $2 and Eclipse was $1. So these are really cool. These are some of my favorite things in my collection. I really enjoyed this. And then I also have gotten 3 seasons from Vampire Diaries. Technically 4, because I have 2 copies of the first season. This is my most recent one. I just thought it was so pretty, so I had to get it. Am I ever gonna watch the Vampire Diaries? Next question. Here's a rapid fire of some of the movies I've got from the library bookstore. My favorite Christmas movie. Love it. This is really cool because this one came with 3D glasses. I'm so excited. I actually hate Coraline because it scares me so much, but I still haven't watched this because I'm scared. I haven't watched this because I'm scared. I'm horrified of Lady Bird. This is one of my favorite things I ever got from the library bookstore. This is incredible. This is okay. I love this so much. Special collector's edition of New Moon. I also have this special edition of Ice Age and the Dinosaur. Incredible. For CDs, I used to not get CDs because I could never find stuff I like because the music I listen to, like, you can't thrift it because it's all just really indie music. I'm so niche, I'm so indie. But, I really love, like, I don't know, Jensen McCrae, The Crane Wives. I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. I also listen to a lot of Ashniko, which isn't like indie or niche, but I love Ashniko. And then, yeah, I listen to a lot of Noah Kahn, not niche or indie at all. But again, you're probably not going to find that secondhand at a library bookstore. But I've realized things that I can realistically find. My favorite things are Unhinged 2000s music. I really want the album, the Fergie album with Big Girls Don't Cry. I love Big Girls Don't Cry. It is one of my favorite songs ever. Really want that. And then soundtracks from children's animated movies. Incredible. And then musicals. So I got Phantom of the Opera. This isn't actually all the Phantom of the Opera. It's just the highlights, which is a little sad. But I love the song. The Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I love it. And then for like other stuff, I got this. I had one of these books growing up. I still have it. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really pretty. Also, like, I don't know if I'm ever around kids and they want to borrow a book. I can just have this. I got Journal 3 for $1. I'm going to read this for the first time. I'm watching Gravity Falls again. This is my 3rd time watching it. And I'm watching it again. I'm about to finish. I'm on like episode 15. So I have like 6 episodes left. So I am excited. Gonna read this. And then I got 2 magazines. These are both incredible. This is my favorite. I love the Wildcats. This one's also really cool. And then I got 2 Harley Quinn comics. I did not expect to find these at the bookstore. Like, I don't expect to find anything. I go in blind. But these are incredible. Okay, I'm gonna put these all away and then I'm gonna end the video. Okay, that is all. Have fun. Go to the library. Get a card. go to the bookstore, buy physical media. That is all. Goodbye.